Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Here we go.
Hey, Liv.
Hey. Good to see you. I'm sorry to. I wanted to interrupt your sleep, right?
Well, I was dreaming about our interview. How about that?
Oh, okay, that's good. So that was maybe why I felt like we need to talk earlier.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. And in fact, seeing your face, it feels like time stands still, right?
Yes, exactly. I looked at some pictures from the time when I was like 15, 16. It's the same hairdo as back then.
What was like 10 years ago?
Well, some things might have changed, but the hair is still the same, and in between there has been mostly long hair. But now we are back to the that was the period when I used to have my hair like my favorite female singers out there, my idols, like Madonna, for example.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. In all seriousness, let me start because I know you should have a busy schedule.
We're fine. Yes, the time is yours.
So first of all, how was the experience doing the singing master classes in Cyprus?
Oh, it was a first time experience for this kind of masterclass, talking in front of singers. For 5 hours. It took
Wow.
5 hours, and I actually had prepared, with a script and everything, 50, 60 hours. I was like really working on this. It's something for me personally, which is very important because there is so much I would like to tell people out there, people who sing in the shower, people who love, singing on the stage, or who want to know the dirty tricks before going on stage, people who need to strengthen their inner voice, to strengthen their outer voice, people who need to strengthen their personal boundaries and values. There is so much I need to tell. And so much, there is so much commitment and empathy in this. And then I entered the venue and I thought, fuck the script, leave the script, just try to connect with the people and start talking. And that's what happened. It was a unique experience, and I would really love to do it again somewhere else on this planet.
That was my next question. Have you ever considered expanding this, maybe doing something in the US?
Yeah, I'd love to. Please have me.
We will try as much as we can. And I think I may have asked you in the past, what do you get from these teaching lessons? What do you learn? Because Liv still learns, right?
Yes, you're so right. You are finding the right words. I'm still learning. This is still an ongoing process. And parallel to my own personal process since 2016, when my life was a chaos, everything I had was gone. So I needed to start from scratch. And I really needed to come home to myself. It's a homecoming where I can feel courage again, to have the courage to be authentic, to show my true colors, and to set my boundaries, as well as opening up my heart. That's one process, my personal process. And during these years, I've been doing vocal coaching, and the vocal coaching is like, I've had 5-year-olds, I had 55-year-olds, I had people who never sang because somebody told them, "Oh, just stop." It sounds like a German cat. It's a trauma, right? When somebody tells you that and you love to sing. And I had people who wanted to specialize in Baroque classical singing. So I had everybody. And then for me, it has been like a part of my studies, actually, finding out where does singing come from, who can sing, who can develop a competence in singing, and do we develop it, or is it inside of us? How does it happen? And it was during the COVID times. I was quite fully booked.
I can only imagine.
Yes, and it was some people, they were just really happy to see somebody who would listen, and we could solve traumas and blockages. It's also about that, solving your traumas and solving your and dissolving your blockages. That's when you get to your true authentic self.
Yeah, and after all, getting on stage or even just releasing music, you are putting yourself out. You are exposing yourself to criticism. And especially these days, criticism has gone really bad these days. There is no constructive criticism.
It's true, exactly. In these times, you are so right. I've been thinking about that because the album is actually a book about my life.
Mm-hmm.
Every chapter is a part of my life or an experience of my life. And either I could write a book or I could write this album. And I thought, well, since I come from music, maybe I should wrap it up in music. And it's so personal and it's so intimate. Every word on this album comes from within me. And what does it do to an album when it's so intimate and so private? What does it do? Well, it makes you vulnerable. But what I have learned through this process is being authentic. So, of course, I'm happy when I meet people like you, and I meet people who say, well, I really enjoyed this album. This is a great piece of art. It means a lot to me. If somebody doesn't like it, it doesn't affect me because it comes from my true authentic self. It doesn't affect me. Criticism is something that you learn to deal with. You have to learn to deal with it when you're an artist, especially if you put your private life, your experience into your art. So I have learned to how to take care of criticism, but I guess I'm pretty damn lucky because there hasn't been much. Somebody said in the 19th I'm fat, but
what?
I ignored it. It's not true anymore.
I mean, who cares?
Who cares? Exactly.
We put the record to hear the music and your voice. Who cares how does anyone look? But that's a different can of worms. Let's not go there. So
yeah.
So what you described is your personal river of diamonds, right? Everything was flowing to the direction that you reached, although you didn't know where you were going with that, right?
Ah, you said it right. It's true. It's the creative flow of this album has been a river of diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Olsson, the creator and composer of Aegis, of Theatre of Tragedy, he's the guy behind this album, and he's been with me with his compositions and sending me songs since 2015.
Wow.
And, yes, and so this process is 8-9 years long, right?
Wow.
And since my life crashed in 2016, I had to tell Tommy, I need to fix my life. I need to get a job. I need to secure my daily life with my family, right? And start all anew, find a place to live, whatever. And Tommy was like, you'll be there. You get there when you're ready. So he's been so patient with me. And there were songs coming, and I thought, these are the diamonds. They feel like diamonds. This is it. In I would say the pretty rough daily life of my life during these years up until 2021, these were the diamonds coming from an island outside of Stavanger, of the darkness of Norway. And I thought, wow. And then there was a situation where I felt like, okay, life is not there to be survived. Life is there also to be lived. But when do you feel the enlightened life? When do you feel the diamonds? When do you feel the light? That is when you are in the darkness. When you come from the darkness, that's when you see the stars shining on the dark. night sky. So I watched into the night sky, and I just saw my life passing by. And I decided this album has to be called The River of Diamonds. And there wasn't even a song called River of Diamonds by then.
So the title track came after?
The title track came after, yeah. And it was there, and I thought, okay, A, this is the title track, and it has to be titled River of Diamonds. And B, I need my dear friend, Fernando, to sing on it.
So what was his input? Did he write his own vocal lines?
I wrote the lyrics and his vocal lines, but I left... I just sang, I recorded the whole song with my vocals, and I let him choose the spots where he wanted to involve. So, and Fernando he's just the perfect night image of the night, where it comes from. And it's just a perfect contrast between our vocals. I really love it. It's a little bit like going back in the old Theatre of Tragedy times.
Yeah, and there is also a Sisters of Mercy vibe, almost everywhere.
Yeah, well, Tommy Olsson has a band called Long Night, and this is also the band where Östen, my next duet partner, is singing on Immortal Day. Östen is Tommy's bandmate, and I really wanted him to join me on the Gothic rock song. Talking about, we shouldn't be together. We come from different worlds. We are two different creatures, but we are going to be together, even if it's the first day of our marriage is going to be the last day, whatever, we're going to be together. And I just love these themes. It has to do with a little bit with the Gothic.
A little bit? That's...
Yes.
So you also have your husband singing.
Yeah.
First of all, how did you choose the John Lord's song?
Well, actually, this choice has a private reason, because Michael has never been to a studio. He never sung on a stage. He doesn't even consider himself to be a singer. But unluckily, Michael's father passed away last summer. And Michael finds a lot of healing in music, like I do. And this song, Pictured Within, is about the memories of those loved ones who are not among us anymore. Mm-hmm. And this song, we played this song again and again, and I just saw that these are the words that Michael would love to convey to the world in his situation of sadness. And we drove to the studio, and it was clear that I was going to sing it, but then Michael joined me behind the microphone for the first time in his life.
Wow.
And he needed twice. He was recorded twice, and then everything was settled. So this is kind of magic, and it's something which is very interesting to me, doing vocal coaching, asking where does singing come from? And then you have your own husband just walking into the studios. Never had vocal coaching from a vocal coach, his wife, and he just nails it. It's a very interesting phenomenon.
So, and the next day you said, "Okay, I'm done. No one needs vocal coaching.
No,
they can do it on
my, everything I've learned are just crashed. Okay, so yes, my message in my vocal coaching sessions, especially now in the master classes, I brought Michael as an example, and he was there as well to explain what happened.
Ew.
And everybody can sing. There is no doubt about it. Everybody can sing.
That's impressive. I was trying to follow the lyrics. I don't have the lyrics on Maligna. Is this about abuse?
Yeah. It's about abuse, especially narcissistic abuse, which is a creepy, sneaky thing. It's sometimes it happens, or it comes to surface after the first love bombing period. You meet somebody, you're so much in love, and then things start to happen, and you don't really understand what's going on. Is this something I don't understand, or what is it? And then, the longer you stay, the more they suck the life force out of you. They take your money, they take your power, they take your dignity, they take everything. And nowadays we have a couple of political leaders being great asshole narcissists. And it's a theme that really hit me personally as well in my personal life. And it's a trauma I had to deal with. And I really wanted to express my words into Maligna. It's actually it's showing the middle finger to those people who think that they have the right to abuse other people. But I'm also on the other side. I'm singing about the boy who gets raised in a by narcissistic parents. That actually nobody was born a narcissist. So I'm showing empathy towards the narcissist, especially the child.
Mm-hmm.
The child. So it's a theme that also takes place in my vocal coaching, strengthening your inner voice. And to me, Maligna, the words came within 10 minutes. I heard the song, the words were there, straight on.
And it's the first time I think I ever heard Liv saying the word fuck in a song.
Yes, you're right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? It felt.
I had to double, triple check. Is this Liv? No, I'm joking. I totally get this. And in fact, what you said about vocal coaching is all about understanding your own worth, right? Because if you don't understand your own worth, then you will not see the abuse that you are receiving.
Yes, exactly. And you have to understand your worths and your values, and you have to set your boundaries. I have to say that, if you survive this kind of abuse, it actually can take you on a path that, in the end, takes you to your own self, to your home.
Right.
So it's a hard process, but actually, if you survive, you can come out
stronger.
And you know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about Shaolin Me?
Shaolin Me is, I just admire the Shaolin monks and the Shaolin temples. The way that they use physical senses to feel themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They're walking on snow without breaking in. Actually, you can learn to feel the lightness of your body if you sense, if you go into the deep senses. So Shaolin is about finding the courage and finding the strength to stand up for your boundaries and to show your authentic self and to be a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a lot to do with Buddhism. I have to admit that. Yes.
Yeah, and I think there is a connection with the font that you choose in the cover artwork, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Buddhism. Yeah.
One thing I have to ask is about true colors.
Oh.
First of all, I think I'm not a professional. I'm not even close. I'm a professional listener. There is some difference in your vocals there.
Okay.
They sound more like you're singing closer to the microphone, like you're singing to the person who is listening only.
Yeah. And there are two songs, actually. It's Pictured Within and True Colors, which are really, really intimate when you're talking about the vocals. I don't really know why this happened. We recorded two different places with two different microphones, but still these two songs they have this special magic intimacy. And I chose True Colors because I really admire Cyndi Lauper, and I would never want to compete with her because she's the best anyway. But True Colors is, it's also important for me it has been very important for me to show my true colors, to become authentic and to stay authentic in my creative flow. not only as a woman, but also in my creative flow. So I would like to give the listeners the courage to show their true colors, to be authentic. And the next thing is that I have, during the COVID times, hardly any of us were able to play shows, but I did once a year play a show in Nagold in Germany, which is my annual special show. And in Nagold, there is a community meeting every year for this concert, and we have a lot of gay and lesbian people coming to the venue, and it has turned into a special meeting, coming from all over the world, even from from Israel, from Chile, from Denmark, from Belgium. I had people from the US coming, and it has turned into a very, very colorful gathering. And if your vision and your intentions are good and come from the heart, show your true colors.
Oh yeah. And I would say that I strongly advise to hear the album on good headphones, because there are a lot of layers. You have put a lot of stuff there, you and Tommy.
Yes, thank you.
Although I'm jealous a little bit about the show in Germany, but we'll see. Or we can bring Liv here.
Why not? Master classes at your house. We'll have full house, and then we'll go to the gig.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
So what about your live plans, concerts?
Due to COVID, there wasn't much happening, and due to the fact that I had to fix my life in 2016, I started working as a teacher for special children, and that's something I didn't study for, but something I really wanted. There's always been a teacher in me. So I have 100% job working in a Swiss primary school, and concerts have been rare due to COVID and due to the fact that I didn't have an album out.
Right.
But now we're back with an album, and I would really love to play more live shows. So we'll see. I just hope that I will get some reaction to this album where promoters would come and ask me, would you come for a weekend to play a couple of shows? I would love to do that. I have to say that tours, 7 weeks tours, that's not in my program anymore.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah, it's been those years when we were touring half of the year, it was kind of rough, especially if you have a child. Now my child is grown up, but now I have a job with children. I really love, but playing more live shows would be in my plans. So let's see about that.
Let's hope. What about the pre-orders of the album? We are waiting to see the vinyl edition of that.
Oh yeah. You'll find everything on my webpage, and of course I'm ready to send out signed editions, and I'm a vinyl lover myself. Michael is a collector, so the postman is pretty often at our door, you know.
Oh yeah, trust me, I know. And before I let you go, you have also your sister doing some vocals on that album.
Yeah.
Is there any update on the Midnight Soul?
Well, we were talking about a year ago. We were talking about doing an acoustic album, like a folk album, which I would really appreciate. But my sister is in Norway. She has 2 children, and the rest of the band have children. They, getting married, having children, and I understand that daily life is very busy. So we'll have to be patient with Midnight Soul, but. Whatever happens, I'm in there. So yes, I'm very excited to have my sister on the album, because Love Me High is, it's actually being in the spirit when you really feel freedom and the lightness of life, when you feel like there is nothing to worry about, and the feeling of love is just so huge. And of course, with my sister, it's not like a lover's relationship. It's a sisterly relationship. But when my sister and I meet, we laugh. We laugh so much, and we have so and we have this dark humor of the west coast of Norway, and it's just we're always having a magic time together. So she's the perfect duet partner for Love Me High.
Last question. Any music videos for this album?
Yes. In Your Blue Eyes, which was actually shot in Cyprus.
Mm-hmm.
So see how that goes. And I would love to check out the possibility to do a video with Fernando.
Ooh, nice. Although
Yeah.
I would love to see Maligna. It will get even stronger message out.
Yeah, that would be absolutely without makeup or anything. No makeup and just being authentic. And just, I think the words are very important in that song.
Absolutely.
So, I will tell my husband about Maligna. I will. And I would wish for this song to reach as many people as possible, has a message, as a hymn of saying no to abuse.
Yes, and that's the best way to end this wonderful interview, Liv. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much. It was a great honor and pleasure talking to you again. I wish you all the best, and I wish you a beautiful day. And I'm sorry for interrupting your dream.
No, you just kept the dream going. So now the dream is ending.
And the dream came true.
Yes.
Bye.